Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for take 2 of this game number 1. You got exact same setup. On the northern side, we got spawning the Master of Chaos himself. It's VonIvan from the USA. He just had an unfortunate connection error earlier. Let's hope his internet keeps stable this time, because he was definitely winning in the last game. Let's see if he's going to do as well in this game as well. And on the bottom side, he was getting back into the previous try of game 1. It was VonIvan, but he was definitely on the back foot. He is bringing out USF once again. Let's see if they are going to change up any of their actions.
We got orders coming.
Doesn't look like they are changing any of their capping orders. If I remember correctly, both players captured the map in the exact same way. Once again, making sure this is wired off. I think he did a better job last time. If we click in the unit now and watch, there's a little bit of green cover here, which might be used against him. Look at that. 2 models can stand in the green. Bad wiring. Once again, first engagement on the left hand side. But same as before, he knows that VonIvan brings a lot of his units together. I'm curious to see whether he will counter it now. Last time we saw VonAsten go straight for the lieutenant and then the third rifleman. Now the third rifleman is coming first. Maybe this will even up the battlefield. Nice green cover positioning there from VonAsten. Keeping the Volksgrenadiers at bay. Meantime, he's capturing the right side of the map. And VonIvan is bringing all his forces together here. 2 Volks and a Storm Pioneer versus 2 Riflemen. Let's see how this goes. Riflemen have a nice green cover position though. And now a push is happening on the left hand side. Storm Pioneers is charging forward. Trying to close the distance. But good focus fire there.
Our supply line is cut. Germans are making a push. God damn it! Someone get us out of here!
And VonAsten with a superior positioning at the moment, trying to win these engagements. VonIvan has another Volksgrenadier coming up. And the rear echelon is going for the deep cutoff. There are no resources coming up for VonIvan in a bit. VonIvan is returning the favor immediately. No resource gaming for both players. There's a rifleman coming. Gonna try and stop this decap, it seems. The decap happens and both players get absolutely nothing except manpower right now. Rear echelons can't hold much longer. Storm Pioneers charging forward. Rear echelons forced to retreat. At the same time, Rifleman and Lieutenant charging. Is VonIvan paying attention? Retreats to low health. Volksgrenadier already needs to retreat to the other as well. Does so. Did manage to get a full captured off. So it takes a little while longer for VonAsten to get his resources connected once again. And VonIvan is already on the way there. Mechanized truck coming up. And for VonAsten, no M20 this time. 50 cal first, followed by the unlock.
Capture point is being overrun.
Rifleman occupying the house. I think he actually needs to click on the unit, because one of the models is not firing at the moment. This is a shame, huh? There's 5, I think there's even 6 windows here, but only 3 are being used at the moment. Storm Pioneer needs to retreat through that Thompson of the Lieutenant. Can the Thompson get another model drop here? Doesn't look like he's gonna get away. 2 Volksgrenadiers now moving up on the field to protect that side of the fuel. Right hand side we got an engage between the Volks and Rifleman. The tail is all this time. Grenade being thrown. Forcing away the lieutenant. With 50 cal set up. And VonIvan is going to run straight into his arc. And both units are going to get suppressed here. Rear Echelon coming for some extra bit of damage.
Those are cracking over our heads, goddammit! Counter fire!
Folks, Grenadiers actually get out of the suppression and are dealing a huge amount of damage against the rear Echelon. Needs to run for its life now. But map control wise, VonAsten is playing a lot better in this game. He is going for double fuel and a whole bunch of standard points. VonIvan opted to get an MG34 out itself now. And MGs, of course, in the patch now have a reload button. So you can manually reload them to make sure that they're not just sitting on 2 bullets when the engagement happens. VonAsten has been prioritizing map more than VPs, and it shows already lost 70 VPs. Now he's tempted to bleed. MB34 setup, Volks Grenadier closing the distance. No Volks yet with STGs. Too much munitions has been spent on the incendiary grenades. And the 50 cal changed his arc. And it fires, and it does get the suppression off. Good reaction time there by VonAsten. A lot of players will miss that. And VonIvan now not paying attention. And the 50 cal deletes the Sturm Pioneer. Big loss there. Meantime, VonAsten is doubling down on the infantry. Captain is also out as a bar on the field. And this is interesting. VonAsten skipping the Steward. Instead opting out for an AT gun. So we might go for a quick major here. Meantime, VonIvan feels like he needs to get something done. And is making a looks. A looks that he has no way of repairing.
AT gun ready.
And VonAsten now looking solid. Good map control, double VPs. And he has a whole bunch of infantry out on the field. $50 cal has been doing work, already 5 kills on his vet one. But it increased suppression. And VonIvan trying to push out in the field. There's a lot of USF infantry that he needs to go through. And these folks are now retreating. They will get away. Looks makes his presence known on the field. Finds the captain. Captain is not that high. No healing yet for VonIvan. Loses a whole bunch of models. Zook has been acquired on the lieutenant. Does connect with the looks. Needs to find a way to force the lieutenant off so he can push further. He does find a way to do so. AT gun now setting up. Does VonIvan see it in time? He does, he needs to drive forward. And he is smart enough to drive forward. We see an amazing attack round here. Oh. Hits the logs, no overshot that connects. Meantime, Rifleman might go down here. Chased by VonIvan. Has not been idle. Manages to get away in the nick of time. Lucky there for VonAsten. One of the Vons will be the Von Luckerij, I would say. And this time it was VonAsten. Second MG34 has been acquired. So still no Sturm Pioneer. Are we going to see mechanized regiment headquarters repairs, or are we going to see a new storm pioneer? Looks like he's saving money, sending the folks out without any heals. So he is going straight for a new storm pioneer. So he has a decent position, but a whole bunch of USF troops is coming. 50 cal sets up, opens up, and gets the suppression off. One more folks is there to hold the line behind the green cover. MG34 setting up in the back line. Gets one suppression off, but two riflemen are trying to get around its rear. Gets the suppression of one of the riflemen, and the other gets suppressed as well. Quite lucky, giving him plenty of time to retreat. Oh, but the riflemen get out of suppression now, and there's a Volks running away. Volks Grenadier low, one model remaining, only need a couple of shots. Luke's moving forward. But the Volks Grenadier goes down, that disaster for VonIvan. Losing another infantry squad. Can the Storm Pioneers now return the favor? Trying to kill the riflemen, but don't seem to be able to do so. MG34 watching over the east, over the western side. Not the fort. VonAsten once again gets the decap done with his rear echelons. MG34 is moving forward, but sets up in the wrong direction. Completely disorientated by the suppression from the 50 cal. VonIvan has to retreat it immediately again.
Ready for further orders.
Bars have been unlocked by VonAsten. He spent a decent amount of munitions into getting double bars on this rifleman, double bars on that rifleman already. Some Zooks as well. The weapon platforms are being utilized here. VonAsten is banking a lot of fuel. Doesn't have the manpower to opt for a major. Does find his manpower now. And he's only 10 fuel away from a Sherman. He needs to find a way to save a bunch of manpower though. A lot of heavy on the infantry means he's losing a lot of manpower. Focus fire by the Lukes on the rifleman that's out of green cover. M1 opens up, gets the first connection. Lukes is trying to do as much work as it can. Gets another connection with the M1. Well played there by VonAsten. MG34 not setting up in the correct angle, getting hit by double Zooks in the rear. Luckily in Code 2, Zooks are only good versus the actual vehicles. They rarely do damage versus infantry models. He's now storming forward with this quite low health Volks Grenadier. Needs to retreat. Double bars on the retreat path. Loses one model already. Can he run away? He should be able to.
Supply half-track is in action. Standing by for setting
And
of
the
command.
battlefield is slowly stabilizing. UPs are about even. But VonAsten already has his medium vehicles unlocked. He just needs to save a little bit more manpower. And VonIvan doesn't have any form of AT available. Just got SWS supply half track, probably wants to put down his rare. But might be smarter to invest the manpower into a Raketen. Maybe even into a Puma. MG34 running to the heavy cover before setting up. Is going to set up, but VonAsten has a second unit there. Rifleman on the flank of that MG34. Gonna drop like flies. Where's the Lukes to support? Still in the base, unfortunately. VonIvan struggling at the moment. Keep map control. And VonAsten is dominating. Thanks to better and also a little bit lucky infantry preservation. 15-minute Sherman with a double tack is not too shabby at all. But he actually is already 50 fuel ahead. Imagine if he saved a little bit more manpower earlier, VonAsten, he could have had this Sherman now 2 minutes ago. 50 cal in the garrison, suppressing the Storm Pioneers.
Our supply line just got cut off.
And VonIvan? Hello, VonIvan. Sometimes you need to retreat your most expensive unit. VonIvan? Can we retreat this, please? Finally. MG34 setup on the left, MG34 setup to the right, but the captain almost manages to squeeze in between. One of the MG34s barely gets the suppression off, but does VonIvan notice now that he needs to reposition. There's nothing shooting at the captain. I think VonIvan is occupied the left hand side. Lux is being chased down by the Sherman. No AT available yet. Connects once again. Sherman is chasing down the Lux. Meantime, M1 gets decrewed. Raketen is there now. Cannot find an angle to shoot. Does find an angle to shoot. VonAsten can't finish off the Lux. Lucky right there. Volks Grenadiers on a retreat path with the Faust. Will hit the crush as well. Smoke being popped by the Sherman. No way for that Raketen to finish off the Sherman. And I think VonAsten lost quite a bit of manpower there. Needs to heal through the M1. In the meantime, VonIvan, the little units he has, he is pushing hard. We see Zooks on the Storm Pioneer. But with only one STG-44 remaining, there's very little anti-infantry power right there. VonIvan with good map control now. Double fuel. 36 a minute. Only 1 minute away from the P4. He's definitely coming back into this game. These double bar Riflemen, they don't mess around. Already up to 15 kills here. They're going for another one. Quite close to Vet 3. Sherman making his way onto the right hand side of the field. Switched over to the HE shells. Should be upgraded with the 50 cal and about as I want to say it. VonAsten already upgrades it. And there's an MG34 and it's clumped. It's clumped in yellow cover. That might get one shot by this Sherman. Oh, it almost get one shot. Sliver of health remaining. Burst from the coaxial. And MG34 goes down. Bad positioning there by VonIvan. He needs to be careful that he doesn't lose another infantry unit here. But that, folks, is getting away safely. So an extra MG for VonAsten. And VonIvan is getting a P4 now. German marches on. Raketen gets hit. Manages to return fire. Penetrates. Nice usage of the smoke there by VonAsten. AT gun next to the Sherman. Needs to be careful that he doesn't block the Sherman. Sherman now doing a twist and turn. Lux gets hit twice, but he's gonna get out to safety. Volks Grenadiers now storming forward to deal with the M1. Can they decrew the M1 here? Throws an incendiary on the 50 cal. M1 gets decrewed. VonIvan now focus firing on the 50 cal. Can he decrew 50 cal? 50 cal gets decrewed as well. Sherman gets hit again by the Raketen. VonIvan going for the risky steal. Can the lieutenant stop him?
Hook up that rocket wire properly.
MG34 on the side. Doesn't manage to stop him.
Shoot us up.
When the P4 shows up, eats the 2 Zooks to the face. Only 1 penetrates. AT gun gets recruited fast by the lieutenant. Not a volley of Zook penetrates. And these rear echelons need to go back to base because they need to do some fixes on the vehicles of VonIvan.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Over. Ready.
So 50 cal now in the hands of VonIvan. M1 decrued once again.
Supply line. Frontline units
But
are
no
being
kill
hung
on the
out to
Sherman.
dry.
And VPs are still in favor of VonAsten.
That does it. Now get ready. Armor here.
For Sherman up to 11 kills, second Sherman in the build. Interesting choice. He's believing in his M1 to deal with the P4 it seems, and the Zooks.
Where's he at?
MG34 on the left hand side, finding the captain out of the open. Good positioning here. From VonAsten. Or from VonIvan. VonAsten tried to get the smoke in enough, but it got pinned in time.
Tank support is here.
Grenades being thrown left, right and center here. Both players managed to dodge. And fat 5 folks duking it out. P4 now shows up to deal with the remaining Rifleman. Gets a decent shot in with a lot of health damage. Follow-up shot gets a model. German on the right hand side is on 80 shells I believe. But these are folks in heavy cover. The heavy cover is gone now. VonIvan needs to pay attention. Doesn't want to stick around for another shot. Pays attention, retreats them, but still loses 3 models. Sherman shells are not to be messed with. The echelons are marching forward, but into a hail of gunfire. One of them is going to get away with the Zooks.
Incoming! We're losing a capture point.
Sherman now saying hello to the base. Just doing Inspector Gadget things.
Armor ready.
Seeing what track structure is being built. Healing is coming up. And VonIvan, sitting in front of that AG is just ugly. There's a whole bunch of the center attack engagement going on. People takes a hit. 50 cal is gonna get a beating now. The Keaton lines up, finds the Sherman. Deacons bounce before misses. Sherman in trouble.
Swing the gun. They're on the flank.
And he gets the connecting shot. Second Sherman on the right hand side, but it's still on HE. Fires at the
Capture point is being overrun.
Lukes, doesn't penetrate. A good engagement here by VonIvan. Took out the 50 cal as well, it was in the building. Now VonAsten might do some payback here. There's a whole bunch of low health stuff on the retreat. Can the 50 cal hit something? Meantime the Sherman is shooting at the vehicles. P4 low Lukes is half health. Gets another shot in the Lukes, can he at least kill something? The Keaton is rallying out. Smokes. Doesn't find anything to shoot at. VonIvan got away with a whole bunch of stuff. Still has everything alive. And VonAsten had to pay with a 50 cal and with one of his Shermans. Also have a fresh AT gun in the base. Very tough retreat path here for the MG. Nice grenade. Gets only 1 model. Body block commences. Does he find a way to stop all this now? MG34 gets decrewed and goes down. Or at least gets rid of all the veterancy. I think that's a good play there by VonAsten. Maybe if he timed the grenade just slightly better, would have actually gotten away with a steal there. 24 minutes into the game and both players are looking strong. They both have an army. We have a nice bit of pair pioneers here. Fuel is going up. Maybe we see a second P4 too. And one of the Sherman already up to 19 kills. Student Pioneer with the Shrek marching forward. Let's pay attention. That's an AG Sherman. One big hit against all those clump models. Might be dangerous. Oh, it misses. This is so dangerous, standing in front of an AG Sherman. I don't have the balls to do that. Now VonIvan needs to retreat both units. Getting chased down by a whole bunch of riflemen here. MGs are trying to set up. Nice grenade here on the flank. Huge amount of health damage. Trying to run away with the MG34 now. No chase from VonAsten. Reoccupied elsewhere. Another grenade being thrown, but the retreat button has already been pressed. Oh, the model needs to pick up the MG. Can he get away with the 50 cal here? Don't think he can. But he doesn't. Good pick up there from VonAsten. M1 watching guard over the Sherman as well. Immediately dukes out some damage.
Sector has been cut off from us.
And VonAsten now, even though he lost an MG and a Sherman just a minute earlier, now in firm control of the map and the game. Stole a 50 cal back, has double AT available. He's looking strong. Good veterancy on the Volks though. 50 cal watches on. Gonna get flanked by the Vet 5 here. Grenades being thrown. Oh, another MG goes down. P4 in trouble as well. M1 is lining up. German is going in now. Still on HE, spotting for the M1 it seems, but doesn't get connection. And VonAsten is like, he's taking all the MGs in the world. 3 MGs now for VonAsten. It's going to be tough maneuverings for VonIvan. Doesn't have that much infantry power left. Is getting a second P4 now. So he is rallying troops for that all-out push that he is so famous for. Good rotating positioning right there. Nice connection on the Sherman. And VonAsten with his massive infantry army is bleeding manpower hard. Only has 172 income. Oh, preemptive grenade hit by VonAsten, but expert play by VonIvan. Walks the other side and notices the grenade on the retreat path. Managed to get both squads out of there alive. A lot of folks to hold on. Incendiary grenade being thrown. Riflemen are forced through it. Now P4 shows up. The P4 get a nice shot in. Nah. Could have been more. M1s are there. Only one of the 2 penetrates. And those engineers are working overtime.
The Americans have cut our supply line. Promotion received.
Lux is still alive, huh? 21 kills, Vet 3 now. Double Zukuya Echelon. Coming up, Sherman coming up, double M1s. Oh, and this P4 might be in trouble. Sherman is out for blood. Oh, Sherman has now smoked himself out of there. Won't he connect that one Faust? That's not enough damage to kill it though. Is the Lux going in for the kill? M1s are setting up now, Lux surely dead. Oh, that misses the shot. MG34, happily donated by VonIvan, is now paying the price for it. 50 cal and MG34. Tries an attack round with the Raketen, but the Sherman is long gone.
Enemy flanking us.
And a whole bunch of these vehicles need repairs. He needs to get them into the base. He has repairs here. Get them in the base. He's actually going for another Storm Pioneer. Is he going to crush the vehicle? He needs to hit it on a good angle. VonAsten not paying attention. Oh, there's no health left. And he does get it. VonAsten too slow to react. One of the MGs gone. That's what VonIvan needs to find a way into this game. He needs room to maneuver. And VonAsten is still bleeding a lot of manpower here with all of his light infantry that he has.
Grenadiers back to full strength. Under fire! Panzer engaging!
Contact! Small arms fire!
Good M1 positioning there, once again by VonAsten. And he is just marching forward with an entire army here. Grenades being thrown, the retreat path a little too early. Does the M1 get decouped here? Is running out through the fire. Looks like he's gonna get out alive.
Enemy fire!
Even the Schwer has to go in on the action. Map control at the moment says it all. This is COVID lockdown time for VonIvan.
Grenadiers back.
He's having an evening clock. He has to get in at 9 o'clock. And at the moment it's already 9:30. There's no way of him getting out.
Orders complete.
VonAsten now is saving up manpower and he's going for the Jackson. Good decision against this double P4. He needs something to be reliably chased down. P4's now coming into the center. Both units miss. But VonAsten, afraid of the crush, instantly retreats everything. And big pushes. This is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. VonIvan is pulling the trigger. He is going in. Where's the AT? AT is running. One M1 manages to set up. One of the other M1s is already down. Meantime, 50 cal decruised the Raketen. In the center, an engagement is happening. One of the M1 goes down. Oh, and the rear Echelon takes a huge volley. 50 cal now in trouble. Setting up at the wrong angle.
Point secured!
Now the lieutenant has to run through a hail of fire as well. In the center, the Sturm Pioneer goes down. Lieutenant goes down as well. And here's the Jackson. This Jackson is where it's all at the moment. He's looking for blood. Where is that P4? He knows where it is. He's going for an attack round. Oh, it's too early. He wasn't there yet. Miscalculation. Now that the Raketen is setting up and he has to go back to base. VonIvan with a great push there. VonAsten not being ready. But is there a way? And actually the damaged P4 is almost back to safety.
Position secure.
VonIvan has taken control of a 50 cal as well. Center being captured. And he's tempted tight. 62 VPs remaining. And he has an army to fight with. Now the Sherman and the Jackson are moving forward. One more shot needed on the Lux. Last shot misses. Oh, and the Sherman in trouble now. Raketen manages to get all the shots. No Faust though. Raketen tried to retreat. Jackson is going in. There's a P4 being damaged. Does manage to fire. Shrek connects as well. One more shot is needed there. Jackson retreating back to safety and will get the killing shot. Now the Sturm Pioneer also drops. It even drops the Shrek. And VonAsten with the counter push nicely takes out a whole bunch of stuff. 50 cal goes down as well. More grenades being thrown. Oh, has to be careful. Don't want to lose an infantry unit. There's not much left. P4 and Luke's waiting for repairs. Luckily he has some repairs on a mechanized, but it's gonna take a while. And now with JP4 is in the build.
suffering heavy losses. 50 points remain.
Crew, taking fire! Incoming fire!
Jagdpanzer, ready for action.
Oh. Heavy cover there to save these folks, but they might eat it on another shot. Oh. Oof. AG shells were devastating. 23 kills already. MG34 in the center might finish it off. And it does get the job done.
We've lost a squad of
Another squad of infantry gone down the drain there for VonIvan. And VonAsten is happily getting another Sherman. Beef it out once again. He's a zook to the face. And a whole bunch of shots in the rears now. Doesn't get the crush off. Another 2 shots. Oh, this P4 is a gunner.
medium panzer lost.
This time VonAsten was ready for the tank. He's going to take the lead by winning game number 1. Let's get into game number 2 on Crossroads, ladies and gentlemen. On the bottom left hand corner, you now have VonIvan playing as the USF. Who is it on the top right?
On the opposing side, we have none other than Von. But it's Asten, VonAsten, not VonIvan. He's playing as the Oz tier. Going straight in here, already up 1-0 versus his opponent, VonIvan.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
What would you have done? Would you rather play OKW versus USF or Oz versus USF?
I'm not sure. We've seen all factions pretty much, both OKW and Osti being picked. So I don't think there's. I don't know. It's just what you're more confident with, and I'd say Oster is, from my perspective, a better pick. But I don't have any numbers to back that up.
Yeah, but there's always no UKF players. So you kind of have to like decide for yourself, do I want to use OKW versus USF and then Oster versus Soviets, or the other way around? It looks like each player has its own favorite.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
Very much so, and I'm intrigued here what we'll see from VonIvan. He's floating manpower, not building that third rifle immediately, instead opting for that early lieutenant. Which kind of speaks to me that he's going for an M20 run, which I'm really happy to see.
Yeah, VonAsten tried to do it as well in the pre-game for game number 1. But when VonIvan was playing OKW, he just got so much map control that the M20 was late.
Oh, really?
But then VonIvan crashed, so game 1 had to be replayed.
You see here VonIvan going for the cutoff, but VonAsten, realizing there's a rifle squad missing, heads back with his MG covering the cutoff. Very nice play here. Just shows the game sense these type of players have.
Yeah, not able to stop the disconnect though.
The new Grenadier squad
Very
is
true.
ready.
Wasn't quite fast enough with the machine gun. The fact that you switch around from being all the way down south to heading back to the cutoff before it's even starting to get decapped really shows a lot of game sense.
Germany now holds the victory point.
Rifleman versus Grenadiers on the right hand side. Rifleman better at the close range. The Grenadiers outnumbering. Not before they drop a bunch of models.
Yeah.
So even trade here.
Expensive engagement for both players. So it's even trade. Meanwhile, we can see here that VonAsten is quickly taking the map control quite swiftly. He lost a bit of resources getting that cutoff decaptured, but he is already back in it, capturing middle VP, as well as grabbing VonIvan's fuel.
We have been granted
Meanwhile,
access
VonIvan
to
is
superior
looking to do
arms
the
and
same on the opposing
the
side.
enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
And you called it out nicely, that M20 is in the build.
Yeah, I think it's a very nice unit now with the new buffs in this patch, where it has way quicker field presence from before, with that build timing being
Yeah.
faster and the upgrade being less munitions intensive as well, which is just nice.
I don't mind it either. The only thing I do mind the fact that if you combine it with a certain commander, it becomes really powerful.
Well, good thing this is vanilla deluxe, which means there's no commanders.
M20 immediately goes straight for that MG42, which has to be retreated.
VonAsten seems to be looking for that snare. Won't change much, so VonIvan's just gonna eat it. Nope. He calls
Cancels
VonAsten
the
bluff.
snare.
Now he goes for it. I think he just wants to get away, or force it away, so that he can pick some better engagements.
Yeah. 2-2 coming up as a counter, and VonIvan with the lieutenant immediately going for the cutoff again. So really good cutoff play there.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And someone in the chat said the model probably died, but that's not true. It had 3 models, and he actively cancelled it.
Yeah, I just think he didn't want to waste munitions at it. Oh, we see a Rifleman deals very little damage because of the formation of the machine gunner there.
But the MG42 still did nicely there.
Oh, the 50 cal, you mean?
No, the
Brent's
MG42
getting
is
low.
Taking our territory.
Oh, and they dropped the MG42 as well.
And 2-2 going in deep here, but of course this Rifleman can actually snare now in this patch. All he needs is the Tekken, which means this 2-2 is in a horrible position, and it goes down with a small burst of the 50 cal as well. Very well played from VonIvan, and a bit too greedy there from VonAsten, I'd like to say.
What do you do at this point? Are you going for another 2-2, or are you going to try and squeeze out a pack gun?
I think another 2-2 is a bit risky. It can backfire, but I'm not entirely against it. We'll see what VonAsten is opting for here, as he's getting up to that threshold of fuel where he can get another one.
One of our capture points.
And he does go for another 2-2. Like I said, I think this is a risky option, but it's high risk, high reward kind of thing.
VonIvan getting a second 50 cal, so he has plenty of power to stop the 2-2.
Yeah, that soft AT, that's all you need versus these very lightly lightly armored vehicles.
Heavy machine gun team ready for orders.
Shatia points out that he thinks he forgot about the unvet rifle have snare. I don't think that's the case. These players have practiced a lot on the new patch. I just think he didn't realize that rifle was around that corner. He thought he probably could go in, and even if you get a trade there, I think it's okay. But the 50 cal supporting, as well as all the damage output, and M20 having armor skirts, it just doesn't go down that fast.
I mean, and I know for a fact that VonAsten prepared, because this morning he was looking for the replays from VonIvan. He wanted to know where they were casted, so he could check them out.
We see our pack gun.
Came with the idea to win.
Very nice call here from VonAsten again, I think, with the game sense. The pack gun for the Stewart that's cooking. It's just very solid decision making. We can see engagements all over the map. VonAsten is pushing VonIvan slightly away from the center, but he might. Grenadier getting very low. The RE shouldn't have enough DPS to take that out, and the other Grenadier forces it away, securing the left-hand side for VonAsten.
Ambulance coming up for VonIvan. He has learned from yesterday, where he lost a game to, I think it was Ghost, because his Rifleman were just getting beaten, very low health. This time he's going to make sure he has that healing available. 50 cal on the right hand side being caught out in the open. gets forced away.
Our supply
taking a
line
lot
just
of
got cut off.
damage. We saw Mortar there for a second.
For
from
a
VonAsten.
second,
I think that was a misclick because he immediately did. Oh, is it Stewart going in?
Stewart is going
Back,
in, but it's
opening
getting
fire.
blocked by the 2-2-2.
Oh, that's a catastrophe for VonIvan, but the pack misses.
Oh man.
Making sure the Stewart gets away. And it goes in again.
This is expert level play here. Using the house as a short blocker, making sure it can't get hit. No Grenadier nearby to Faust it.
Yeah, that was really unlucky for VonAsten, I must say. With that perfect setup with the pack and the 2-2 as well as with the blocking, and VonIvan just didn't realize there was a pack out.
I mean, they call him Von Locker for a reason, right?
No, and that's not because he's building looks every game.
Yeah.
Capture point.
Can we see healing up here for VonAsten as he is slightly ahead in map control, it seems to me. Do we see any telemines or M20 mines anywhere?
He spent quite a bit of missions on Rifleman, so not seeing them.
VonIvan is probably just looking to get those bars out eventually. And he's getting that float up. Can approximately afford 2.5.
He's unlocking the weapon racks right now.
Weapon rack is now accessible.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And we see an M20 mine just outside VonAsten's base.
Wait, where?
Gotta keep an eye out on that. Just outside, right side. Where the M20 is.
Oh, but the
VonAsten's
sweepers are right there as well. by M6 at the
They
tank
just
mine.
popping.
Combat promotion.
Game sense 100.
Yeah, making sure they know where the vehicles are. But VonIvan goes for another one in center by the center VP.
Good to go.
Why would he
Ooh, that's
unlock?
a nice spot.
Yeah, so he unlocks weapon racks and then he
Spends
uses
all his
his
munitions.
Yeah. It's a bit strange. We see that Stewart going in here once again on the prowl for that 2-2.
That 2-2
Twice
is trying
once
to block.
Block.
With the pack and it's too close, can't get a good angle. All Grenadiers are in base. M20 is pouncing.
See an attack run? No, the pack goes down before that happens. That was the incendiary rounds from the machine gun. M20 smoking.
With the 50 cals with the supreme suppression. And everything lives.
We are losing a
Once
sector.
again. VonIvan can't seem to force that the chaos that he wants. VonAsten is too secure.
The sector has been cut off.
But in the meantime, map control says it all.
Yeah,
No
He
points to
uses that-
VonAsten's name.
he uses that chaos to just hold VonAsten back as he gets ahead in resources.
We have contact. Fire! Right there! Right
And those 50 cals are literally laughing at the MG42s. Now the lieutenant with that LMG42 as well, opening up.
And
To
we
be
see a
lucky, gets away.
major getting teched here, and it's gonna be a quick Sherman out here with VonIvan's 48 fuel a minute compared to VonAsten's 4. That's a huge resource difference right there.
That's 6 away from the maximum you can get on this map.
See VonAsten desperate and trying to push out of his base.
Hammer that goddamn line!
VonAsten is probably wise to double down on the AT guns. I'm expecting him to get another one when he has the manpower for it.
Yeah, would be a good call. Double MG42 holding the cutoff from the swarms of rifles, trying to push in while the grunts are capping the left other side. Pioneer getting interrupted on the right side by another rifle shot.
securing our territory.
Oh, we spotted the M20 mine there with the Pioneer.
A wedge in our lines.
We see major artillery on the MG42. In center, has VonAsten noticed? Yes, he has.
Needs to retreat through it. We'll get away safely.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
But with that said, VonIvan once again up goes for the fuel.
And he's making another 50 cal.
Well, he has a lot of resources, both when it comes to manpower and fuel. With this income, it's quite insane. And as you say, second pack out for VonAsten, expecting that vehicle to hit any minute now.
VonIvan even has enough already in the bank. Start making it.
300 points on their line.
Oh, nice double hit by the
when it goes
packs.
down. Yeah.
That's going to be annoying for VonIvan because M20 have a huge amount of vision, especially with the frequency that it had. Good pick up there for VonAsten.
Our supply line just got cut off.
You are getting snared, but it's across the map from the packs. Should be able to deal with that just fine, but the packs are on the move.
On the move, indeed.
See 50 cals approaching to...
Pack gun shoots before the second one is there and it also misses. Shame.
Any Von Lackers in chat? 2-2 forcing away the 50 cals on the left side. Can VonAsten finally get his map back under control here?
Grenades now
And he
available.
needs a VP.
Capture point
He's
is under
bleeding
attack.
hard at the moment.
Yeah, down to 250 VPs. We're about to hit that threshold. Sherman cooking.
Try to outflank her. What the hell am I meant to do with these recruits?
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Sherman is out
Zero! Squad, get ready!
for VonIvan. Quickly switching around to that HE shell, I bet.
Sherman ready to go.
High explosive for that anti-infantry DPS. Rifles trying to find a hole through the machine gun crews. Throws a grenade at the cat gun. Just take grenades then. Solid decisions.
Now how are you going to push into the center if you are VonAsten? Double building, covered with MGs. Don't have your medium tank out yet.
Yeah, it's looking very rough. This is one of those situations where a mortar might actually come in handy just because of the smoke. But even then, that's a lot of manpower to spend on not a lot of pressure. And he really needs pressure.
Take an MG42 fire!
Oh, major outlet going down again.
Yep, just forcing VonAsten away, making sure he can hold that map. Very difficult for VonAsten to even stabilize this. We do see battle phase 2 being teched as well as tier 4 being up. Up to 90 fuel here, might go for a stub, though I highly doubt it. He needs something versus those machine guns.
Yeah, P4 is the only way for him, I would say.
Yeah, but that's at least 3 minutes away with current fuel. And 3 minutes away with triple cap. Pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. Would you opt for the Nosman then?
I'm not sure. We'll see what he does.
Are at 200 points.
He's trying to make a push on the left side now, trying to get that VP under control.
Yeah, but VonIvan is right back at him on the cutoff with, of course, the grenade tech allows him to throw smokes with Lieutenant, allowing him to smoke off the MG42 so that he can push up.
MG42 setting him straight in front of the Sherman, might go down here. Gonna get away with one model. And continuous
VonAsten.
smoking by VonIvan on the cutoff.
VonAsten can't quite push away that Sherman either, because if he goes too deep on the left-hand side, then he gets punished through the cutoff, which he can't hold.
Fails to hold the cutoff indeed, and the second Sherman is already underway.
Find target and cover. Stand and fight it on. Keep it up.
We see second Sherman cooking here with VonIvan's
Point secure.
amazing map
Point
control.
secure.
So we see a VonAsten Pioneer going straight for the VP just to buy himself some time. Of course, has the benefit of actually, what's it called? The sweepers. He sweeps the entire area as well. So it's just a lot of benefits for doing this.
Stuart has something to say about it though. Moving over.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Unit under fire. Hawks over here.
And once again, smoking is bad for your health, ladies and gentlemen, but in Code 2 it gives you the ability to capture big parts of the map. And under the cover of smoke, riflemen are pushing onto the left side once again.
Yeah.
And the Mort was actually coming.
Oh, it is. Yeah, good call. Well, I don't think it's horrible here, honestly. Was it 2-2? Might go down here. Sherman going aggressive. Can he get another shot off? No. Can the 5th cal finish it? Oh.
Also not.
Changes the direction. Probably wanna aim on those pack guns moving up.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that these pack guns are so close together.
He's just getting desperate. He sees that VP bar going down so fast. He needs to do something. That's a huge shot on that Grenadier up north by the Sherman. Might go down here to those.
Yokodan, and another MG42 gets dropped.
That's a full squad wipe from that Sherman.
And now VonIvan is pouncing on top of the pack guns here. Smoke being
and
popped as well.
this can be disaster for VonAsten. It's just before the P4 comes out as well. He should have waited with his assault until the P4 was out. And he might pay dearly for it. We see major artillery coming in on the support weapons on the cutoff, forcing them away. Pack getting very low. Doesn't even get a single shot off before being decrewed. And that's game.
That's game. VonAsten throws in the towel. Good performance there for VonIvan. No, he doesn't let go of the throttle at all there.
Yeah. Just very well timed here with the final push just before VonAsten gets his own vehicle, which could have maybe done something there if it was actually out on the field, but it wasn't. It was building. It was cooking.
Cooking.
But engineers are standing
All right.
by.
Game is running, Dutchman. You ready?
Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game number 3 of the best of 5 series. And we are on Bayeux Assault. And who do we have on the left hand side up on?
On the left-hand side, we have none other than VonAsten. Just losing the previous game, but he is ready to get back in there, playing as the Soviets on Bayeux Assault.
And on the right hand side, still with the sweet taste of victory, it's VonIvan now coming in hot. That's the Ost here. Action. Going straight for some Grenadiers. And
we're
oh boy, oh
already
boy. Ho ho ho.
Yeah,
Help him.
some exciting
Ho, ho.
stuff from Mr. VonAsten. We see a sniper build here. No conscript so far to speak of. And I'm already very excited for this game.
Is hype galore.
Of course, the snipers has been a bit changed. We are playing on the new patch preview for Company of Heroes 2, which means that the snipers are slightly more cheap, but they have limited line of sight before getting veterancy, which means you can't single-handedly push them around. You need someone to spot for them, which does change their dynamic quite a lot.
First engagement, Battle of the Engineers, but the MG42 is going to turn the tide, it seems.
VonAsten, though, just stubborn, staying in there, trying to beat those pioneers.
Oh, and he's
Got
winning.
The first volleys really saved him there, and not getting suppressed by the machine gun as well. Just make sure he gets the munitions. And we see Penals follow up from VonAsten to protect the sniper.
Do you think VonIvan will cancel the Grenadier now that he knows there's a sniper in the field?
He totally might. We might see him cancel and go for a sniper. Meanwhile, the sniper, of course, has to get very close to that machine gun. Because
He
of
has
the
to
new,
retreat now. 2 Grenadiers, can they kill it?
Standing by.
Oh, that's not a lot of health left. It's time to rage. And it goes down!
Oh, it
All
goes
of our
down!
troops have been lost.
The greedy positioning by VonAsten.
The enemy is
I'm not even
encroaching
sure
on
if
our
it's
territory.
greed. Like, the sniper has to get so close to the machine gun, which forced him to have a really long retreat path back. That change, you really need something to spot for the sniper, because otherwise you have to go so far up, and then you can really get punished, like we just saw here. Bet VonIvan is feeling really happy about that.
Yeah, and his smug face at the moment, I would say.
Run and you're dead, new guy. Pull back!
We'll see, VonAsten seems to be going for a rebuild though. There is no penals in queue here. And there it is, second sniper. 3 minutes into the game.
Sniper with PTRS penals, I would think. I mean, VonIvan is already tacking up battle phase 1.
Territory secure.
Yeah, and Pioneers not building yet. He's keep pushing, getting that map control on the way.
Going for the 4th Grenadier. Yesterday VonIvan had a build with 5 Grenadiers even.
VonIvan does what VonIvan wants.
Enemy forces are securing our territory. We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
Well, let's dub this guy sniper number 2. Let's see if he can do better than his predecessor.
Yeah, he's gonna need to do a lot of work now to get back the loss of manpower
Enemy
that he's
forces
had.
capturing supply sector.
And everything is getting retreat, which means sniper can't do anything. It needs someone to shield it and spot for him. So he can't fight back at these grens without taking fire himself, without having that shield that can spot for him. As we can see here.
In contact with enemy infantry.
Just managed to take a shot. VonAsten still, VonIvan still has his engineers on the field, so no 2-2 yet.
Map is looking very ready. We might see one of those famous VonIvan games where he just rushes out of P4 very fast. This seems to be the perfect setup for it.
Yeah. Can't
As the
agree more.
cutoff gets taken again, but it's not cutting off anything. VonIvan owns all the resource points.
Our headquarters has been improved. We can now build light mechanized infantry.
Oh, Grenadier might be in trouble. He was on the retreat path.
Yeah, Grant's dropping models. Should be fine there, I think. And gets PTRS, he's expecting a 2-2, I believe.
Seizing a sector.
Little does he know. VonIvan hasn't even built tier 2 yet.
And I don't think he will. I think he'll just try and get a 5th Grenadier out. Go for a maximum amount of...
Yeah, this
Greed
PTRS
here.
hurts him quite a lot actually, because it lowers his anti-infantry capabilities. That's already quite low because of the sniper loss. See MG getting flanked away by the combat engineer, but the Grants are just walking through engineer fire, trying to get shots at that sniper.
Oh, the sniper's now moving forward. It's one gets the wipe on the retreat.
Stand up, rifle nade! Dodges it. Can he get the kill on retreat here? It's a 50-50 from VonIvan.
Oh, he gets
And he
it!
gets it!
Greed gets punished there. Could have retreated that unit immediately. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's a good way for VonAsten to get back into the game.
Yeah, no luck for Von Lucker. Or who is the Von Lucker in
Who's
this case?
this? Yeah.
It's not Ivan.
I am getting shot at.
Oh.
And Grant's getting, or Sniper getting low again. He needs to have something to spot for. You can't A-move it alone anymore. It's not an army on itself. And it's something that players really have to change their habits with.
Just look at that income of VonIvan once again. Those 60 munitions a minute, 30 fuel.
Yeah.
The
I expect, as you mentioned, another Grenadier here and then straight into P4. That's what I'm expecting now.
And
Still not
VonAsten
built
is actually side-tacking. So no vehicles for him. Probably just wants to get a Siskin out.
You see PTRS Penals versus Grenadiers. Here we can see that matchup happen. Of course, the Penals not doing much damage with 3 PTRSs instead of 3 SVTs. It's quite the difference. So VonIvan's Grenadiers should easily win that engagement here.
Well, at least the heavy cover is slowly getting demolished.
We are
And there's some
losing a
engineers
sector.
to help in this engagement. Rifleman goes in, no dodge. Oh, the heavy
Behind
cover is
green,
gone.
so probably the better decision. Funnily enough, it kind of looks like those combat engineers did more damage than the Penals there.
And still no way to keep map control.
Establish our supply lines.
I get that munition point on the way now, but what's it gonna do with munitions? Get more PTRSs? It's a bit odd here.
I would try and stop that triple cap.
And what do you think about this Siscan? I'm so confused, honestly. Personally, I'm very confused about the Siscan pick.
Might be a little bit too early. Probably could have gotten an infantry unit out.
Yeah, but I mean, what is he expecting at this point?
Well, yeah, I think he is expecting a 11-minute P4, but then the Siskin is
Yeah.
early. Maybe he's just going to use the Sis Barrage versus the MG. Not a bad idea.
It's a possibility. But I think that's the role the sniper is supposed to fulfill here. The MG counter.
I mean, it could also be a 9.5-minute Ostwind coming up.
Yeah, true. We'll see what VonIvan opts for. Usually he goes for very early P4 picks, but this might be an Ostwind game.
I mean, this sniper is doing all it can, already up to 15 kills.
Yeah, but once again, it doesn't have anything spotting for it.
Oh, the mic was
has-
on point.
Yeah, go ahead.
The enemy is taking our territory.
It has Vet 1 now. I'm not quite sure which veterancy level. I think it's Vet 2 that he regains the line of sight that it has had previously.
Vet 1 is the flare ability.
Oh yeah, true. And we see a P4. It's VonIvan special here, rushing out P4s. He's done this a lot in the past tournaments. Most notably, I'd say, versus Isildur in Master League 4. He did some very crazy P4 rush strats, or builds rather, and they seem to be working for the Master of Chaos.
And those peanuts are taking a beating from the LMG grants.
We are losing
Yeah,
a
that too
sector.
with the LMG 42 upgrade.
Even S-mines being planted on the VPs now.
Good catch. See Sniper desperately trying to hold him off here. I think he's gonna be able to with
It's a-
Sweeper. That Pioneer isn't doing much damage at all.
One
Enemy is
MP40.
attempting to steal our sector.
No, just being the plays
Look at
here by
that.
VonIvan. Last time I see run around to Rosie, I think it was ages ago. VonIvan with some expert play there.
Pushing away that machine gun. That was actually very impressive. Moving around like that, I'll force the Sniper to keep rotating, which means it never gets the shot off because each time it has to do that aim.
Engineer might go down here. LMG going to the under retreat. Rifleman as well. Misses by
Pronade.
an inch.
Yeah, misses by an inch. You see P4
Enemy is taking our territory.
tumbling around the map, looking for targets.
VonAsten opting for the T70. Needs a little bit of anti-infantry power. I can get behind that. Rifleman going in on the Pizza Raspinos.
Behind
amount of
green, but it
damage.
doesn't matter. Still take a buttload of damage there.
We fight bravely for the Reich. The
see a 5th Grenadier being built, even though it's just number 4 on the field.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
That's what you get if you lose units, right?
Yeah.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And the
Well,
VP battle here is devastating.
It's not looking good for VonAsten at all. This TF-70 has some major work to do, and even so, like, VonIvan is about a minute away from a second P4.
VonIvan is the one that can just do those finishing pushes like none other.
Yeah, very much so. He thrives in chaos. And another rifle nade eaten by VonAsten there on the south VP, trying desperately to at least neutralize them from VonIvan, but it's not happening. VonIvan is sitting where he's sitting, and he's not about to move anytime soon.
Oh, and that P4 first shot deletes 4 models.
Might go down here, second shot. No second shot from the P4. What a huge entry shot there from the P4. Just revealing.
Disgusting, I would say it even.
Yeah. I mean, what can VonAsten do here? He has the T-70, he has the sniper, but he needs something fast. All of those are more late game if he can stabilize, but he needs that stabilization first. He needs that frontline setup.
There's some mines on the left. And the right VP is hard to use the sniper.
We see an Ostwind cooking from VonIvan here, not opting for the second P4. I think this is a very wise decision. We saw yesterday as well versus Ghost VonIvan going for that full tier 4 roster from Ostier. With the P4 Stug and Ostwind combo, just working really well.
The enemy is taking our territory.
And yeah,
Penal in
just
trouble.
can't get the VPs under
Ready
control.
for deployment.
Manages to grab the southern one, but the north gets pushed away by the MG42. And VonIvan is just back on there. He wants that VP back.
Second Ziskin coming up. The time is just, there's no time.
Here we go, sweeper going into sweep for the armor push that's about to happen, but the penals just, you can't drive into those penals. Won't end well.
Yeah, good positioning of the penals there.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that if the penals weren't there, VonIvan would just drive straight through that line.
It's that ever threat of the satchel that you just can't go in for. But now there are 2 LMG grants. So on the hunt for the penal.
Yeah, and if that penal gets forced away, we know what to expect. 69 VPs remaining for VonAsten. He needs those VPs. There is no time left for him. He just needs to get in there. Penal pushed away by the Grenadier. And
5 nades going in. Nope, miss.
pretty bad.
Sniper vet 333 kills, but not enough.
Just one large snowball for VonIvan, picking up that sniper at the start there. Just VonAsten can't get back in the game. I think rebuilding that sniper might have been a mistake as well. It's so slow. He needs something faster.
Might pick up one Grenadier now.
Yeah, for that moral victory. Nope.
You can't even get that done.
One more shot. Yeah, he gets it.
Enemy forces
But
are
the
securing
VPs
our
are
territory.
so heavily contested with VonIvan's units. There is just no way of grabbing them. There's machine gun up north. There's 2 Grand Center. There's P4s down south.
The enemy is attempting
What can
Rifleman is
VonAsten
going
do
in.
versus such reckless hate? 12 VPs remaining, ticking down so fast. He's on triple cap, trying to get the middle, but the Grenadiers staying. There's a satchel going up from the penals. Grenadiers eat it. Sniper goes down to the P4 down south, as well as T70, and that's game.
GG. VonIvan just absolutely dominating.
I think just the majority of this game comes down to that sniper pickoff
Yeah.
at the start. It's
Yeah.
such a huge loss for VonAsten, and it's really hard to come back from that.
Hasn't the way he played the sniper after that, he played it very well, but just damn.
Yeah, but that sniper rebuild is one less penal that can shield the sniper, you know. It's just one less penal that you just instantly drop, essentially.
Exactly.
Standing by.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2-1 for VonIvan, and it's time for game number 4. VonIvan this time opting for the Soviets with penals and an M3. And VonAsten is playing as the OKW faction right now. We actually see a penal build as well. And first engagement is going good here for VonIvan. Penal's doing quite well at the close range. Beating those
We have
folks.
a new scout car at our disposal.
And now the scout car is already out. So even more early game pressure will come. Folks, Grenadiers trying to retreat to heavy cover. We're trying to get a favorable engagement, but there's also heavy cover available for VonIvan. Oh, conscripts in trouble. Stone Pioneers on the retreat path. M3 is there to save the day. And VonAsten immediately retreats. Doesn't want to lose any of those expensive models. But all of VonIvan's infantry is on the retreat. He's going to build a fresh penal, so he doesn't really have enough manpower to reinforce any other units. Which will give VonAsten time to claim a bit of the map here. M3 trying to do work. Front MG facing, and VonAsten immediately going away once again. Flamer coming up, and a Rock S3 flamethrower. So we're gonna see this M3 being equipped with an engineer with flamethrower inside. This is a tactic that many people use. And we have called and baptized it the clown car.
White scout car, ready for orders.
Let's see if the clown car can do some damage here against VonAsten. No. Very expertly camera control here. Good tactic against an M3 like this is blobbing your units so that you can have enough DPS. Engineers entered the vehicle. And he has all of his units together now. Gotta force the penal off the field here quite fast. Finds the conscript next. The tactical control group for VonAsten is working so far. And VonIvan, I need to be careful that he doesn't lose his M3 immediately. Good pressure here by VonAsten, keeping all his units together. Doing a whole bunch of damage against the M3, but I think they should have enough health left to make it to safety.
Forward elements report and infantry unit.
But he doesn't pay attention. I think the satchel goes off. And he loses a Volksgrenadier in the north. Sloppy play there. Gonna try and put a mine down, but the infantry units already marching forward. Incendiary grenade. Denies the heavy cover here. Good incendiary grenade. Gonna force away both squads. Surely.
The mobile command has been set. The static post
Needs to
is
cancel the
now in
mine. That's
operation.
30 munitions you don't want to lose. And double fuel is gonna come up for VonAsten. He is unlocking the mechanized support. When you unlock this, you also unlock the ability to use Fausts. And you can build your 251-17 flag half track. Hello, VonAsten? Can we please cancel this? That's a shame.
VonAsten picking up that map control very fast, but VonIvan going for that cutoff with the M3. I'm liking what I'm seeing. battle group build from VonAsten. See an AA half-track being cooked.
Equipment upgrade.
I mean, so far this smells like ace game to me.
Yeah, just very even series from both these players. They're both playing really well. They're taking turn getting those games, those wins. Of course, this game is far from decided. Double Volksgrenadier pushing away that M3 that has extra health, but lower armor in this patch, which means it's more susceptible.
Susceptible.
Thank you. To small arms fire. English is hard.
Yeah. Not our first language, so we need to help each other out. Oh, and yesterday VonIvan put the PTRSs in the clown car and just straight went for the flag half track.
Might very well be what we see today
Let's
as
see
well.
again.
PTRS opening fire, triple PTRS now on the penals.
I mean, that's 3 volleys, right?
Supply
To
sector
kill the
under
flag
attack.
half track. That's really fast. Buff flag half track next patch, yes.
I'm liking here the build from VonAsten. Usually what you do with this is you grab, instead of doing 4 folks, you do a machine gun. But we see some switcheroos here, and I'm happy to see that.
You missed the part when he lost the folks to a satchel. So this is already his 5th folk.
Well, that's an even more exciting build.
And
Enemy forces
VonIvan just
capturing
winging
supply
it,
sector.
2 penals, 2 cons.
We have more conscripts
Wait, no,
at our disposal.
that's 3 penals actually, and 2 cons. That's a lot of presents.
I'm loving this build. Well, the PTRS penal is
The enemy is
pretty much just
taking
an
what
80
we have
gun
secured.
with lower range but higher rate of fire.
I don't like the fact that this mine still hasn't been cancelled. This could have been an STG. This munitions could have been so much. Now it's just an unfinished business.
Well, it is also that psychological warfare where it's just it just keeps reminding VonIvan that there might be mines somewhere. So don't go too greedy with your M3 until you have a sweep round. You know, it's about that mind games.
Mind games. Mind games.
Exactly.
Oh, enough with the horrible puns.
If we keep this up, we might star in a Christopher Nolan movie.
An anti-tank gun has taken
See
the field.
Raketten being teched, he's probably expecting a T-70 soon. Of course, VonIvan has the fuel for such a beast of a vehicle. We see conscripts getting very low.
Oh, and here comes the Peter West push.
Enemy fire!
Ooh, huge volley. Can he
And
get
no
the second
munitions.
one?
Now he has the munitions for smokes, and he smoked just in time.
Raketten sets up far back in the base in case of that rush for a trade, but VonIvan isn't that crazy. He's gonna eat a snare here though. This M3 is gonna go down.
But he cancelled an STG to be able to get that snare off. He also could have just cancelled the mine!
I think you are underestimating the amount of psychological beating VonIvan is taking from that mine. VonIvan just setting down mines in,
Like,
right in front of those Volksgrenadiers.
Heavy machine gun
It's
team
just
ready
more,
for
it goes to show here, it's like right back at you. Here, have a mine, you know?
yeah. Oh, he did cancel the mine. He did cancel it.
There is more of these. Getting the cut off here for VonAsten. Denying VonIvan that fuel, but of course he already has enough fuel for a T-70. But VonIvan is not satisfied with just a T-70. He's currently cooking a second M3.
Oh, this is the same as yesterday. I'm loving this. This guy's amazing.
It's such a fuck you meta. I do whatever I want. I think this is good, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm liking it. Meanwhile, VonAsten is going for an early tier 4 take, it seems. He's cooking at SWS half-track, or truck
Supply
rather,
half-track is in
in
action. Standing by for setting of
build.
command post.
Black half reaches Vet 1. Now its concealing smoke only costs 15 munitions. Which is super cheap, by the way.
It is really cheap.
I mean, if VonAsten rushes a King Tiger in this game, I'll give him an extra $25.
A half-track pushing away those conscripts. VonIvan just waiting with his M3. He's trying to find a hole. If VonAsten overextends here, that half-track might go down.
It's like a
Just
Formula 1
waiting.
car waiting at the start line, ready to go.
Yeah, it's like a a lion in some bushes, just waiting for that. Oh, here it is.
Now.
Get back in there.
He just got out. He wants to get back in now.
he's
Getting
gonna
back
get
in is
snared
gonna
now.
get double fouls.
He's gonna eat the volley from the A half track as well. That M3 is going down. He takes it like a man and just stays there, knowing it's
What a misplay.
too late. Yeah.
He's got
Getting
out at
that
the wrong
unit out
time. Yeah.
and then getting back in, that stops the vehicle.
That didn't have anything to do with pathing. It's like when you try and hop into a vehicle, the vehicle has to stand still.
Command vehicle has gone
Yeah.
static. HQ
So
operations
getting
now
back in there was
underway.
the misplay, or getting out of there, but he probably didn't notice the A half track was coming up for
He just
some
wanted to
damage.
deliver the penals to the front line, it seems.
Yeah. Sturms once again grabbing that cutoff. VonIvan taking up to tier 4 now.
Wait, really? Oh, he's not even that far away from
Yeah.
the T-34. Now that you
No.
mention it.
Well, with current fuel income, it's about 4 minutes away, but he's gonna take that cutoff back and that fuel as well.
Enemy infantry!
Meaning it's just a couple minutes away at most.
Point secured!
Meanwhile, VonAsten does have Schwerer both Panzer and Panzer authorization upgraded, which means he's not that far away from a P4 himself. If that's what he opts for.
And he can salvage an M3 rack.
Under attack!
An extra 5.
Enemy flanking us!
Going for double Raketen.
Yeah, he's probably expecting that vehicle soon. He knows that VonIvan is either going for T-70 or if not, like either both of them, they could be out any minute. He knows that, so just making sure he has the proper tools.
And the flag halves are once again pushed back to base by the Peterus penals.
And he's just continuing. He's pushing through the smoke. Can he get a second volley? He's looking for it. He's looking for it. Oh, he's continuing.
Throwing a satchel. Also, VonAsten notices, he
Just
does
a-
notice.
Yeah, both players paying attention.
And VonIvan has a
Map.
surprisingly good map control now.
Yeah, I was about to mention that it's very even. It's a lot of back and forth here. And the losses, of course, amounts to 2 M3s for VonIvan and a Folk squad for VonAsten. So it's very even in terms of army value as well. Even though the pop cap or the pop might say different. But that mostly comes down to the A half track. We see T-34-76 cooking for VonIvan.
And some... I wish VonAsten would find a way to get a little bit more VP pressure going. Especially versus Soviets. Because Soviet late
Yeah.
game is super strong. We need to keep the pressure up.
Prepare for combat!
A half track, just keeping that pressure up. PTRS is coming out of the base. About to get the first few shots. Of course, with the new changes, means it's not gonna do a dance before firing. Instead, it just immediately fires, which is such a big and important change for the PTRS penals, making them a lot more viable, especially with a triple PTRS instead of 2. As the T-34 is about to make its presence known, but we have double racks waiting not far behind from the front line of VonAsten.
See where the T-34 is going here. Oops, prioritized vehicles. Wants to find the flag half track perhaps?
Yeah, probably hears it through the fog of war, sees the bushes getting smashed as it's running away. Where are the Raketans? He retreated those. Not entirely sure why. T-34 just going deep. Is this a base inspection?
On vacation
What
there
is
on
this play?
Raketans. Yeah. Oh, Raketans setting everything nicely here. Does he have the vision and the range? One connects.
He does. The Sturms providing that vision. Of course, it's not only VonIvan that has ears and can hear through fog of war. VonAsten has them as well. That's one of the benefits of being a human.
Another connection there.
P4 just showing up.
Oh, PTRS Peanuts might be in trouble. Drop PTRS now. Oh, P4 misses the
Those
shot.
being pushed away means P4 can just go in. There's no other AT on the field for VonIvan. He's taking the safe approach, might be expecting mines here.
Our territory is falling
He
into
did
enemy
tech
hands.
for grenades, so his conscripts actually have a grenade tech.
A lot of action going on. VonAsten is forcing VonIvan away from his own fuel while continuing that pressure down below in the south, and is gonna about to take that middle VP, probably heading straight to that cutoff once again for VonIvan, who's not that far away from a second T-34 if he wants one.
VonIvan once again. Engineers in the line of fire when planting a mine, but it's going to get away. It's like, oh no, chase from
Getting
VonAsten.
very
The
low.
enemy has taken
It's a
our
shame.
supply sector.
Was a patch of red cover there as well. Could have
Yeah.
ended very bad for those engineers, but making it out alive.
We have an isolated sector.
It's time for VonAsten to get some more control. Good reaction time in the south.
The enemy is
Incendiary
encroaching
grenade
on
being
our
thrown as
territory.
well. Where's that
Yeah.
P4?
Well, he did spot the PTRS down south, so he's probably just trying to dash out as much damage as possible. VonIvan still hasn't repaired his T-34, can't make any use of it with this much anti-tank on the field from VonAsten. A second engineer is dearly needed for VonIvan. Just for the repairs as well as minesweeping. He still hasn't had a sweeper this game, he's just been clearing them up with the penals and conscripts. Second T-34 cooking while VonIvan is trying to grab the top VP, buying himself more time, but the machine gun.
And the P4 is coming over as well. P4 with a huge shot maybe. Really clumpy models. This is...
The patch of red cover.
a triple cap now. In favor of VonAsten. He is behind on
Yeah.
TPs, but he should be able to get a whole bunch down right now. Don't see VonIvan pushing out easily. Oh, T-34 penetrates a shot on the P4 though, and it's close.
Yeah,
Out
where
for
are the
blood.
Raketans? They're moving from the south, but VonIvan is not stopping.
Second shot bounces though. So this
I say
T-34
as it
has to
stops.
back off.
Yeah, but the second T-44 is there. Can he get some big shots? That machine gun is looking very clumped up. Second shot might do it here. Nope, spreads around on the retreat. Should be able to get away here with some minor losses. With a lot of Soviet infantry as well.
It's
Back
called
it all up.
the swarm is here.
Yeah.
Do you see the shoe miner at the corner that just detonated? I was about to compliment VonAsten for excellent mine placement.
Yeah.
And it just gets detonated. Flag halfting in the center, good position there.
Yeah, just holding those VPs.
Oh,
and with
satchel.
the satchel, VonAsten is paying attention. PTRS open fire on the AA half track. Gets one volley off. Can he get seconds? Nope.
Another
VonIvan
satchel
does
gonna
not
get thrown.
know about second breakfast, it seems. Huge volley here. Of course, that penal squad having dropped 1 PTRS down south. Only 2 PTRSs on him now.
Yeah, it's still available for
It's
anyone to
still
pick up.
Yeah, it's still what do you call it? Potent anti-tank squad.
Oh, definitely. And you only need 1 PTRS on a penal squad to get the satchel ability, so you can even pick up that single PTRS with another penal. Have decent anti-infantry capability still.
If you
And
can
then
reach it, that
yeah.
PTRS is just outside VonAsten's base, and VonIvan can
Speed.
barely leave his own, so
Orders complete.
he's gonna need to make something work here. I mean, VonAsten has a second P4 coming. It's just so much AT from VonAsten that VonIvan just can't push off.
Panzer IV deployed. Awaiting orders.
In the north, T-34 clearing out some some Volks Grenadiers.
Is he gonna destroy the M3 wreck as well to deny fuel? Not that it matters that much at this point. It's already 2 P4s out. A Hoftrack still alive. Volks getting very low. Have to retreat. Conscripts body blocking. Not going for it. He has to focus on those VPs, man.
Yeah.
Both players just trying to get as much value out of their vehicles.
Oh,
as
satchel
possible.
being thrown on the Raketens.
Ooh,
Press the
is he paying
retreats
attention?
button.
Retreat is too slow. Both Raketing goes down. That's the opening VonIvan needs.
MG goes down in the center as well. Master of Chaos is here. And he's going for the kill.
Going for that A Hoftrack. Where are the PTRS penals? They're not far behind. And he's going in. A Hoftrack goes down. P4 is down to half health. T34 trading very well here.
Light vehicle destroyed.
Master of Chaos is back in it. This is the type of chaos that he needs. PTRS
Satchel.
penals are here. Satchel on the guns to destroy them. One stays alive.
Oh, and this P4 from the south is just missing every shot. Very unfortunate for VonAsten. Oh, and he takes out the
goes down again.
Has been lost.
Are we gonna see Blitz enabled? No munitions for Blitz. Steals the MG as well.
It's ready now. Gonna try to deny that machine gun. I don't think it will happen. Huge wins there for VonIvan. He still needs that map though, but this might just give him the edge he needs to get it all back. You see Blitz to avoid that snare from the conscripts that are uraing, trying to catch up.
Orders complete.
As the aftermath just...
An anti-tank gun has
What
taken
a
the field.
difference there. I think VonAsten was ahead of like 20 pop cap before that engagement, and now VonIvan is suddenly ahead out of nowhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can just recommend everyone, if a satchel has been thrown behind your AT guns, move them forward and don't press the panic retreat button. Because as you see, they will just run straight into that satchel about to detonate.
Enemy infantry. We will die as one.
And now we're seeing VonIvan stabilizing, capturing the remaining 2 VPs that are held by VonAsten. And he also has an MG34 on the north to cover that VP. As well as the AA half track going down as well. Like, so many losses for VonAsten there. It's definitely not what you want to see as the Axis player, considering the late game is just going to be so painful versus VonIvan Soviets.
What would your next tank be if you were VonIvan? Would you go for the Katusha? Or maybe an Su-85? Would you just keep out pumping those T-34s?
At this point, with this build, I'd probably just get another PTRS, honestly, and get more T-34s. I mean, if he can get a ram off, even if it's a Panther showing, he can just run up with the PTRS penals and satchel it. Like, there's so many combos you can do with the T-34, and by upgrading the PTRS on another squad, you kind of need that infantry damage output, which you can get with another T-44. So that's what I would do. But we'll see what the Master of Chaos is opting for here, as he's about to
Either
afford another vehicle.
Oh, the attack round hits as well.
Very nice
P4
use
blitzing
of,
forward.
Hold fire. P4 blitzing in.
Keaton's now retreating before the satchel gets thrown.
Yes, he's not making that mistake again.
A little bit of a case of PTSD there, I think, from VonAsten side.
PTRS opening up on the P4. It's bouncing.
Oh, engineer might go down on the south.
Oh.
Fat 5.
You don't want to
Still
lose
pioneer.
that. That's the only repair you have.
Oh, he
that's
gets
a
it.
huge loss for VonIvan. He has no repairs for his T-34s now.
Now the Stern Pioneers need to run away as well, but there's plenty of mines to guard. One mine gets hit, another mine gets
in the
hit.
center.
Oh, nice shot from
VonIvan
P4.
Gets away, SU-85.
And
No repairs for VonIvan. This is just an issue with the single engineer build.
and I think we have to blame... who was it? I saw someone in the chat... Al Hugo Co. just said in the chat, can we please take a minute of silence for VonIvan's unit preservation? And I think you cursed VonIvan.
Beats the dust. This is what VonAsten needs. It's what it should have happened in the last engagement. Now it's just the opposite. A lot of damage dealt there on VonIvan's army composition. It's an SU-85 being picked.
Fresh engineers
Not bad
out
at
as
all.
well.
As VonIvan is licking his wounds.
And veterancy on the Volksgrenadiers is looking good as well.
Prepare yourself! Under fire! Panzer engaging!
SU-85, nice angle there.
Making his presence known. We'll see what VonAsten does here. I think a Panther is a really solid choice, personally. But he has all the options available to him, essentially.
He's going for the P4 Armada, it seems.
Oof. Well, I like it. I like it because all he needs to do is hold the ground, and it's the infantry he needs to deal with. But
He still has that double raket in setup.
Armor value is also pretty large. There's going to be a lot of tank battles happening, I bet.
Grenadiers pinned down!
We see people in chat here mention that PTR nulls won't ever be as good as an 80 gun. Well, they serve kind of different roles. What PTRS P-nulls has going for them is that you can't be dived with them, while an 80 gun could get dived quite easily. But the PTRS just denies that because of the satchel threat.
And the satchel will always give engine damage no matter how much health it has.
And with the threat with the T-34s as well, you can essentially just ram and satchel. We see here from the north VonIvan using his tanks as well to capture territory, which is something Soviet vehicles can do at Let 1, or more like the T-34, 76, 85 and the T-70 can actually capture territory if they use their ability at Let 1, which is just really useful.
T-34 in the center. Keaton doesn't find the angle, or does find the angle.
And in the north we have P4 pushing away the T-34 together with Raketen support. Have a Volks behind it, might be able to get a snare off here. Can reach it in time.
Nice final hit there by VonAsten.
Yeah,
he
very
retreats to
important
safety.
penetration from VonIvan on the P4 as well. Make sure that the conscript is actually scaring away the P4, otherwise he gets snared here. If that didn't penetrate, VonAsten could have continued chasing there.
Oh, and these two P4s are going in. Snares being thrown. Does take the engine damage.
Doesn't care, he wants that squad dead, and he has a Stern Pioneer right there for repairs. We have the Satchel and the Su-85 approaching. A lot of AT here. VonAsten is in peril. We have one Raketen in a very
And the
good
sneak.
position.
And Rakit get a second off shot before the retreat. He gets the shot off. But now the
See
Satchel once
Stern
again.
using the concussive grenade on the PTRS Penals. Raketen goes down to the Satchel.
E34 is still alive on a sliver of health.
P4 just looking for that. Or Su-85 just looking for a P4. It's very low and slowly crawling away, but
Meantime, Desperation is in south. MG34 trying to capture the VP, but they have 4th Grenadier waiting. And I like what VonAsten is doing. He notices that he needs repairs and he's going to get the truck out. Probably going to set it up on the field somewhere. And for more access to the repairs.
very good observation. Also allows him, of course, to get the King Tiger if need be. Or if there's a Katusha, he can opt for a Puma or something to dive it. There's a lot of options here, and it's just gonna make sure that he has those options for the late game if the game drags on that long.
Oh, Su-85 shows itself, and the Raketen is there to answer.
We have double penals on the retreat path for the Volksgrenadier down south on VonIvan's fuel. Might see a satchel on the retreat path here. Could be horrendous for VonAsten, and Ivan has the munitions needed to pull it off.
He's throwing the satchel now, but not enough.
Only one PTRS. No, he picked up the second one. Never mind. 2 PTRSs in that PTRS penal squad. He really needs another one, I think.
Fat Pigeon in the chat, but how does faction pick work in G5 for Axis? No, in G5 the faction pick gets reset completely. So the player with the most VPs remaining over all games can choose faction. And I think that will be VonIvan, considering his last game was devastating, with like 500 VPs remaining.
Speaking of VonIvan, he really needs to give his combat engineer a raise. He's on over-duty repairing vehicles here. Should probably get that sweeper just for the extra repair speed. And he has the munitions for it as well. It's just very overloaded here, and he desperately needs those repairs. Otherwise he can't come fight the P-Force. One PTRS squad is not enough.
I don't like the positioning of the mechanized in the base. Would have put it more in the cutoff.
It's not super bad though. You can actually sit in front on the cutoff in front of it. You can actually repair from there.
Oh, they'll run out of the base. Yeah, true.
Yeah, he might also be scared since VonIvan is mostly a penal build. There is satchels, and it might go down to some very quick, to some very big push. So I don't mind it at all. And I also think it's good that he keeps it concealed. That way, VonIvan doesn't know what's coming for him.
Yeah.
If he chooses to go for a King Tiger or something similar.
Oh, but the P4s are moving in now. Catch the P44 low.
Push.
Down it goes.
PTRS going in, he's gonna get a satchel on that P4. Where's the Su-85? He's still in base.
Oh, satchel push. Takes out 2 models of the penals as well.
See another second PTRS upgrade and a second penal squad.
One Raketen
Probably
that gets
throw another
DQ.
one. No, retreats. He doesn't want to lose those vet-free penal squads. That would be horrendous at this point. He really needs to keep them alive. But at the same time, it's down to 70 VPs and he's under triple cap. He's getting really desperate here. He needs something to happen and happen fast.
Going for the center VP and the north VP. Catches the Raketen out of the open.
Forces it away. Very nice. He needs it.
Oh, and VonIvan He's hungry for blood. Knows that Raketen is gone. But the new P4 is there already. Of the repaired P4, I would need to say. E34 can't dive any deeper.
These P4s, man, looking at the kills, like Vet 3, 34 kills, Vet 2, 19 kills, they really made themselves worthwhile in this game. And we keep talking about like the Soviet late game, but if you keep using a unit here and there, like you're not really ahead. You can't really get that to
Critical
roll.
mass.
Yeah.
Double Raketen out of opening up.
Opening up a volley. That P34 is already down 60% with triple P4. Su-85 trying to get away. We have a PTRS holding the ground, getting forced away.
What's Grenadier coming around the north as well. Focus firing down the PTRS squad here.
We might see another patchel on the Raketens when VonAsten cautiously moves them back from the penals. The Su-85 just keeps chipping off some health on the P4s. He's finding himself in a bad spot though. P4 blitzing in, getting snared. All P4s in one long train.
Down goes the
trying
Su-85.
desperately to force away the P4s, but it's just not happening. Su-85 goes down. As well as the Flamer.
And somehow VonIvan did establish a triple cap for a short while here. And I think he will surrender once he loses the VPs. He wants to make sure he has the VP lead for the ace game. Probably opts for USF then.
Yeah,
Another satchel going off. Storm Pioneer trouble.
As much drain as possible here. One
Engineer
satchel,
goes
but
down.
another engineer squad goes down, meaning he has no repairs for his T-34. He might as well just send it in. Another satchel on the Folks! Does he notice? He does.
Oh, what a carnage.
All three P4 stay alive.
Last march off the PTRS, boys.
Yeah. Might be able to
Fat
get down
5
with Vet
P4.
5 Panzer 4.
He's gunning it down, repairs in the
Trying
backside.
to out if he has the repair and he gets it.
Oh, what a guy. Brilliant.
What an exhausting series, I must say. Both players are playing so well and they're at each other's throat all the time. Very impressive. VonIvan is down to practically only one conscript. Everything else is stuck in base, having to heal and repair, but there's no manpower and no repairs. Khan's trying to hold the ground for as long as possible. Being pushed away, P4 might go for the chase here to wipe out that squad as well.
P4 number 4 is coming up and triple cap being established, 19 VPs remaining. And VonIvan throws in the towel.
Great game. What a great game.
Yeah.
I must say this has probably been the best one out of the series so far.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Very entertaining. The double M3 strats with the PTRS penals and just satchels all over the place. Very entertaining, I think.
Who's this final match for me, please?
On the left-hand side, we have in this ace game, both players have been playing very well so far, but we got VonAsten playing as the USF. And on the opposing side, we have none other than VonIvan playing as the Oberkommando West. And of course, we have, since this is the ace game, meaning that they have reset all their faction choices, which opens up all their previously used factions with the tournament ruling, which means that this is what they feel the most comfortable with playing on Nexus.
And the question in chat comes from who had the faction pick, and I don't know, honestly.
Can we have any referees letting us know if you have any? Not sure.
I had referees, but I didn't keep track of all the VP counts.
Okay, we see the Stern Pioneer here getting pushed away by double rifles.
A good catch there by VonAsten.
Yep, very much so. Meanwhile, map control looking pretty similar. VonIvan is going for that early munitions cap, while VonAsten is looking for the more aggressive double fuel
Got a
approach.
rifle squad.
You
Waiting
see
for
triple
orders.
rifles versus triple folks to start off with.
Triple rifles hits the field quite fast.
Yep, they do.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
As we see VonIvan trying to get the cutoff of VonAsten here. It's a lot of stake in this game, considering it's the ace game of the series for third place in the tournament.
A capture point is being overrun.
Make sure you get cover while reloading. We've lost guys kneeling while loading strippers.
Our supply line just got cut off.
Just my luck. I gotta leave people from the damn crowd to make a push. I'm telling you.
Ah,
If I don't get back to
Area's ours.
I'm kind of saving my voice for the other possible 5 matches that are still gonna come.
Yeah, I get it, dude. I get it.
A
Just
capture
enjoying
point
your
is under
beer. Well
attack.
deserved, dude. I'll try to keep the flow going here. We have VonIvan trying to grab that secondary fuel while he still holds the cutoff from VonAsten in the north. Stern Pioneers closing in on the rifles down south, pushing them away, securing that site.
We have a lieutenant reporting in for duty.
While in the north, the opposite is going on. VonIvan is just pushing on with his units. We see Lieutenant Tech and the 4 folks coming out for VonIvan into a SWS truck for teching. Probably means mechanized is going to happen anytime soon. That's at least my guess. We might see a battle group here. It's been mostly battle group throughout this tournament. But as we've seen, VonIvan
Really?
isn't
On your games?
really
'Cause
bound by the meta.
on mine games it has mostly been mechanized. That
Oh,
I
really?
watched. Yeah, like I think it might actually be even.
Move complete.
Oh,
Target secured.
that's
Yeah.
very exciting for the meta for OKW, I think.
VonIvan in the south once again, planting mines in plain sight. Doesn't give a
The
shit.
enemy is overrunning one of
Well,
our
it's
capture
all about
points.
the mind games.
Did
Just
he
having
finish
that,
it?
you see this fucking mine, there's more of this coming, It's just to make the players play more cautious and
Our supply
might
line
give
just
up
got
on
cut off.
pushes where they can get a lot of damage dealt, It's just making the players more cautious.
Taking fire. To do with these recruits.
As we see
We're losing a capture
M20
point.
going out for VonAsten. I think this is what I've at least seen from the majority of USF games. M20.
M20,
Of course, he
ready
went
for
with
action.
triple rifles into Lieutenant. The most common build I've seen for his double rifle, just to get that tiny head start with the M20 for about a minute to a half a minute extra window.
Now VonIvan is taking good map control though. M20 is here. Let's see if he can VonAsten can take it back.
Field promotion.
VonIvan seems to be pushed away from the northern fuel at this point. M20 is posing such a big threat. Stern Pioneer continuing with the mine placement here in the center.
Oh, that's a good one. And he's shooting at the sweeper squad at the moment, so rear Echelons might be forced away.
We see mechanized, as previously mentioned, being checked for VonIvan. We'll see if it's either a Puma or a Von Lux happening.
Oh, in the South Stern Pioneers versus the Lieutenant. Both units not healthy. And that Thompson is duking out the damage, I think.
Interesting enough, if VonIvan can get down the Lieutenant to 2 models here, and the Lieutenant pushes up, if he retreats, there's a mine on the retreat path.
Oh, yeah.
Reinforcements in.
HMG squad ready for action.
Stick with me and you might just make it.
1 minute away from that Puma. I'm expecting the Puma.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Lux here, though. Lux does
Yeah.
deal with the M20 kind of decently, and the M20 also means the Stuart is delayed. Not by much, but a tiny bit, especially if he goes ambulance or weapon racks
Yeah.
before then.
He needs ambulance before it. He also got a 50 cal out, so manpower will
Yeah.
probably be the biggest issue here for VonAsten. And if you look at his Riflemans, they're already low health.
Yeah,
Need some
good
ambulance
observation
here.
there, I think. He probably regrets that 50 cal now. He could have had a Steward instead. Or an ambulance and a Steward. See Puma first from VonIvan. And we see Lieutenant getting a Souk just in case of that Luke's or Puma presence. I think that's a very nice pickup. That's usually what you do. Since Lieutenant taking path lacks any other AT except for the Steward, it's just very nice to have that extra Souk on the field to make sure that if there is a push happening, you can really dash that extra damage in, which can allow you to pick up the kills.
Expert minesweeping from VonAsten in the south, spots the mine, and now the Rifleman can close in on the distance.
Meanwhile, VonIvan in the north, taking the entire side. 3 points being captured by 3 different units. Lieutenant eats a mine in the center.
Roger. On your feet, ladies.
Puma is out.
Just remember, timing the crack of the shots is the distance.
Have you seen any M20 mines go down? I don't think so.
Enemy squad!
No, I haven't, but
Contact!
there, it's VonAsten's munitions kind of suggest there should be a mine down, but at the same time he did go for a Souk, right, and a sweeper.
And the armor skirts.
Oh yeah, nice call. Yeah, there is no way there's a mine down here with that type of munitions
Cover the approaches.
spent.
Last outfit I was in, the seal was on the
VonIvan, Volks number 5.
Yeah, opting for that extra mobility instead of getting the more common machine gun pickup here. I like it.
50
50
cal.
cal open up on the Puma, dealing a lot of damage. Lieutenant is close by in case of that dive.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
As the RE is just outside of the VP zone down
Captain,
south,
hit
but
the field.
he notices quickly and puts them back in there to
That's
keep
it.
the point.
Meantime, Rifleman versus Volks, staring at each other from the building. Up there behind, some power generator, it looks like. Oh, but this might spell trouble for the unit. There's a whole bunch of stuff on the retreat path.
Sook's missing the Puma, but as you say, that Folk is getting very low.
enemy infantry. Pour it on.
And there's another one on the fuel point, currently getting harassed by the M20. And there's a huge flank going on up north towards the 50 cal. 50 cal might very well go down here, and I think it might. Stern Pioneer.
Well, it's
Getting
an
very low.
excellent pickup there for
We
VonIvan.
lost a gun crew.
And VonAsten is on full retreat with all his infantry. Goes for a
Slipping around our
captain
asses.
tech.
Tactical point being captured.
Very interesting.
Still,
And an 80 gun.
still no
Our
ambulance.
supply line is cut. Germans are making a push.
Really important pickup there with the 50 cal. It's such a big swing for VonIvan,
Yeah.
considering he already has 5 Volks Grenadiers, so with that machine gun covered, there's nothing stopping him from going up here.
Yeah, and as Sander in the chat mentions, that 50 cal got picked up by the Stern Pioneer. So you can't really go for a close engagement versus the 50 cal either.
Very true. The Stern Pioneer can definitely hold their own if they get flanked, so it's just a nice bonus there of picking it up with the Stern Pioneer. Late ambulance here from VonAsten.
Oh yeah, he did cancel the
Yeah, the
AT
M1.
gun. I
Went
think
for
that's
a
the good
ambulance
choice.
instead.
Ready. Send orders.
Ambulance finally rallying back to base.
Capture point
Lame
is
nade,
under attack.
deleting 3 models of that rifle squad.
That's what you get if you're low health.
Very true.
Ready.
Should have probably retreated them in hindsight before that engagement, but it's easy to say afterwards. You see, of course, the teching happening here from VonIvan. There's nothing stopping him now. He already has the army composition he wanted, I think. Maybe lacking a Raketten, but at the same time, Puma is all the Raketten you need, really. At least for these starting minutes, considering VonAsten just went for the M20. It's not going to be another light vehicle happening, so...
No, and he has the 50 cal. Oh, folks, he's looking mighty strong at the moment.
It indeed does. Holding that map control, triple cap.
We're taking fire!
Taking a failed promotion earned.
Puma going in for a shot at that M20. It's gonna get denied by the huge blob of rifles here that are threatening that snare together with the suit.
We're losing a capture point.
Oh, Folks might go in for a faust here. No. Stops and thinks better about it, considering how many rifles there is close by. It's a 50 cal, not an M1 being chosen here from VonAsten. Probably realizes he really needs this map control. Otherwise, VonIvan is gonna get too far ahead.
Yeah, map control is the issue at the moment.
We're getting plastered over here!
Puma trying to get in range of that M20 to get some sneaky pokes. He gets one connection on the M20. That's pretty much just forcing it away until it's fully repaired again, because of the risk the Puma is posing.
Okay, go ahead.
Lieutenant surviving by a thread of hair.
Yeah. Piece of duct tape is holding everything together.
Points are down to 300.
We're getting plastered over here!
300 VPs down already for VonAsten with this huge pressure from VonIvan.
Puma already has 8 infantry kills. Quite decent. Puma business.
Closing in on that vet 1. Funnily enough, it has more kills than the M20, which has been out for a longer time on the field here. I think it's about a 3-minute difference between them. Of course, VonAsten was kind of slow on the ambulance, which means that his squads are low HP, and the Puma can just easily block them off.
Just look at the manpower for VonIvan.
He's getting ahead. He's having a lot of very good engagements. People ask me a lot why I build so many infantry squads, and it's because it generally means you bleed less. Because with more squads, you have more squads firing or more rifles firing at less rifles. That means you're always going to trade favorably if you can get those type of engagements, which is just what's happening here.
Yeah. And the M20 definitely is not paying off. 8 kills. Yeah.
It's getting kind of locked out here in the game by the Puma. It can't really do the harassment it wants to do because of the big threat the Puma is.
Enemy infantry in force! Adjust your fire! Crowd in!
Once again, VonAsten is trying to get on the field.
Get ready! Prepare for orders!
Didn't really fully heal his squads. I just feel like he has the time.
He's getting desperate here with the VPs. He's down half. 250 VPs remaining for VonAsten. VonIvan's pressure is just top notch here. M20 eats a round from the Puma. M1 opens up, hits the Puma. Lieutenant misses with its suit.
50 cal angling is perfect here for VonIvan. VonAsten can't push beyond the hedgerow.
VonIvan also has the Panzer authorization upgrade ready on the Schwerer, which means he is, with this fuel income, less than half a minute away from picking up a Panzer IV. That's what he's going to opt for. Which is just insane. VonAsten really needs weapon racks here. He has the munitions for it, but he doesn't have the manpower.
There's a whole bunch of stuff VonAsten is lacking. He's lacking manpower, he's lacking map control.
Yeah. And we see our Rifleman might go down here. Yes, it does, to the 50 cal. First wipe or second wipe with the 50 cal in mind.
Meanwhile in the south, quite tense engagement. Oh, and the Volksgrenadier goes down.
That's an important pickup for VonAsten, but I'm afraid he's gonna need a lot more than that. He needs to grab those VPs.
think the big change here was losing that 50 cal.
Yeah, it's a very big swing considering you lose a squad and you hand your opponent a discount on a machine gun. It's not good at all.
And now VonIvan is just stacking units in the queue.
Yeah, I mean he's been kind of floating here. He's had such an advantage with the map control here. And we see on half track as well.
Panzer IV, ready for action.
Or half track and SWS truck. Probably going for that mechanized or battle group, I mean, for healing, so that he can get more munitions for grenades and the upgrades on the obers. Just solid decision making here. Of course, this is on the new patch, which means that you don't get as punished as OKW for taking healing or back taking for healing, which is just very nice.
Grenade tag, weird throw there. Could have wiped the unit. Another grenade.
Always when I've been paying attention, eats it, but P4 is here. P4 eats an M1 round as well as a Souk shell, pushing it away back to repairs. VonIvan is in no hurry. He's holding 2 VPs, just slowly chipping away at the VonAsten's remaining 130.
So when the obers just popped their MG34. Grenades get thrown.
No chance. He's gonna throw a grenade here.
Easy dodge.
Easily dodged by VonIvan.
Meantime,
50 cal retreating from middle. VonAsten is gonna take center VP here, but it doesn't really matter because VonIvan is grabbing the southern one, just keeping up with that pressure.
where's the M20 at the moment? It is in the south.
Dashing out damage on the obers. Just deleted 80 manpower from VonIvan there, taking down 2 models.
B4's coming back on the field.
Hulk eats a grenade from the lieutenant. Retreats back to safety.
It's a tough angle. AT can't shoot there.
Yeah, it's a really good position there for VonIvan's P4. It's just uncontested.
A capture point is under attack.
Not a huge shot. VonAsten does manage to tack up here.
VonAsten can't afford to lose. As VonAsten's rare echelons is trying to capture the northern VP, but it's just desperation at this point, trying to buy himself as much time as possible to get back in this game.
Might lose his third rear echelon here for it. Aim shot,
might
maybe?
see a aimed shot from the Puma.
Come on, aim shot. He's going for it.
Yeah, he is. There is the aim
Oh,
shot.
he misses.
And it misses. That's very... What is it? Rare? What is it? Like an 80% chance to hit on retreat?
I have no idea what the aim shot chance is. Is it also 50?
I think I saw Sanders in chat. Can you tell us the numbers?
Yeah.
Or if we have Jibber Jabber with his calculator.
The numbers, what do they mean?
Command has been set.
Can't miss on retreat. I'm pretty sure it's like an 80% chance to hit that.
We've dropped to 100 points.
Oh, M20 standing still in front of the P4. Might go down here. Ooh, P4
Yeah.
misses.
He misses, but it still deals some damage with the AoE profile. Smoke Stone P4 is just pushing through the smoke. Nothing can stop it here.
Blitz has been activated.
Can he hit the M20? It's just driving circles, making donuts.
Double Zook connects though, so enough damage now for a snare. Needs to get out of there. Meantime in the south, 50 cal plus obers just marching forward like there's no tomorrow.
Combat promotion! Enemy infantry! Send orders!
And these obers already up to 7 kills. Now in the green. 50 cal is not set up though. There's a whole bunch of squads trying to get close. Do we have any munitions for a good grenade? 50 cal sets up. Grenade. Doesn't go off. Rifleman taking a bunch of damage. 50 cal flanked now. Captain was going the long way around. Oh, Lieutenant might be in trouble. SCG folks, focus firing. One model remains. That model is getting away, but another swarm of folks arrives. And VonAsten is forced completely back to the game. And he throws in the towel. Very well played there by VonIvan. Super solid. And I think it went downhill from the moment VonAsten lost his 50 cal. GG, well played VonAsten. Number 4 in this Vanilla Deluxe tournament. And VonIvan number 3.